Oh, I guess the one in Jerusalem, what's it called again? The one with the gold dome. Gold, gold doesn't tarnish. So when you literally have a gold-plated dome, you don't really have to clean the gold-plated dome, the gold-plated dome because it doesn't tarnish. Aside from actually having a gold building, there's not that many buildings, huh? So what happens in the mountain? Do we cut the mountain back? I think we do. At least a little bit. So that's the white concrete there. Can get rid of that white concrete there. Probably knock that back as well, put that back. Ambition. Most color you get is corroded bronze turning green. That is true. Or like getting streaks on your concrete wall. The water stains. Mold. I guess if you like really leave it, you can get like multicolored mold on your timber building. It's not really a good thing though. 1 and 2. So this comes up to there. We didn't do the inside, right? Oh, I did the inside there. I suppose we should do the inside. Although not sure how that ends up. Although like tiles, ceramic tiles hold color pretty well. So if you want a colorful building, you can have ceramic tiles. We might demolish a lot of this mountain in the end. Alright, knocking those back there. So get to that point, and then another 3, 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, this mountain is being sacrificed for architecture. Oops, didn't mean to break that one. I'll just move 5 to go. I guess it's you're doing well, Wesley, keep going. You have moral support. You have my moral support. You have my thoughts and prayers. Oh, thoughts and prayers. Yeah, no, we're just gonna cut a giant corner out of this mountain. So that tree eventually did have to be demolished. We might just consider getting rid of this mountain completely. Or like, you know, like this little bit here. Like just cutting that until it slopes down. And we can always just clean it up afterwards and pretend that it was never here in the first place. And nobody would know. It's not like there's video evidence. You know, like, some people, sometimes they like protest. People protest like environmental damage or something. But, you know, if you weren't there before, you wouldn't notice the difference. That's not a good excuse, by the way, for like destroying mountains. Just saying that sometimes, like, you destroy a landscape, and if you weren't there to see it happen, you just wouldn't notice. Like, you know, a forest. If you like burn down a forest, everyone's like, wow, you burned down the forest. Why'd you do that? We lost the forest. But that's only because, you know, people were there to see the forest burning down. If nobody was there to see the forest burning down, and like, you know, all you saw was a bare mountain afterwards. Nah, no, you'd think that it was just a bare mountain with nothing on it. And I mean, I'm kind of like joking, but it's also true, because like people look at farmland and they think nature sometimes. I don't know if you've like ever seen people conflate agriculture land with farmland. You know, they go to like farmland and they think, oh, the great outdoors. And you know, they don't really think, well, this actually used to be a swamp. They drained the swamp, cut down all the trees, plowed it flat, grew crops here. It's not really nature that you're looking at when you're on a farm. But you know, people like farmland. Like, some people like farmland more than they like swamps. How does that go? It goes like this. Alright, that bit there. And then that there. And then sometimes there's like restoration projects, like, you know, you might take like an old industrial zone and turn it back into something more pleasant. And the result can be quite nice, you know? If you restore industrial land and you like put a park there, And the fact that the place used to be old factories and pollution doesn't really matter that much after you fix the thing. I mean, obviously if you burn down a forest and then replant the forest, you actually lose a lot in the exchange. A lot of biodiversity is lost. But you'd only know that if you measure it, right? If you just look at it, you wouldn't notice. You have to measure it to know that it's degraded. Alright, so not that one. Quartz pillar up to there. A lot of Europe used to be really polluted, right? Because of the Industrial Revolution. And quite a lot of that has been cleaned up now. Just realized I've been doing that wrong. It should be that and that. Should it? No, it shouldn't, because... well... no, it shouldn't. My bad. So in New Zealand, where I live, the government is talking about like removing non-indigenous predators to protect the native wildlife. And you know, it sounds great when you say, alright, we're gonna protect the native wildlife by removing invasive pests. But I don't think, like, what I think people don't always realize that this includes cats and dogs. Like, one of the biggest enemies of native birds in New Zealand is just cats, your common house cat. And so, you know, back during the elections, people were like, oh yeah, we should protect the environment. And now the government is in power. And they're talking about, like, banning cats in certain parts of the country. And now people are like, wait a minute, wait, you're banning my cat? And they're like, no, this is what it means. To remove invasive species. Your cat is an invasive species. Didn't you know? Which, I mean, I think it's correct to protect native birds, but some people are going to be unhappy about their cats being banned. Because people, like, as I say, like, you get used to the idea that what's there is there. Like, if you didn't notice, like, if you went around before the Europeans came to New Zealand, maybe you don't remember a time when there weren't any cats in New Zealand. A time when there weren't any cats and a lot more birds. Not sure how that's gonna turn out actually. I'm not sure whether people are gonna keep going. Oh, I just realized that this is gonna be strange, this junction. Alright, I'm gonna leave this. I'm gonna see what you think when you're not so busy, Wesley. Hey, yeah, no, like what happens here? Because the next one is gonna start there, the next level. Because the next corner is gonna be like that. So something to think about. Anyway, I'm gonna like build it, and then we'll look at it. Let me just build it, and then we can look at just how bad it is, and what we can do about it. So let me put everything in place first. I wonder if cat owners think about this stuff. Like, there would be a lot more birds in the neighborhood if it weren't for their cats. Now that I think about it, sometimes like there's more birds if there's like an industrial zone and then there's a park in the industrial zone. I've noticed sometimes there's more birds there because there's no house cats, because people keep cats at home, and so the cats aren't at the industrial zone and so the birds are there. I just thought of that. Alright, so here we're looking at that, which is a bit strange, but we'll figure it out soon. And then from there, and then pull that up, and then pull this up. I might move the building in my own time when I'm not streaming with them. Just thinking about it now. Like, if you want to continue, by all means. If you don't want to continue, I might just do it in my own time.